today I'm going to show you how to sow these seeds into sales like these. I have to do this really quick because my dogs are not going to be this patient. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. If y'all happen to hear them, you see them, they act a little bit crazy. And I got to watch them because they don't get along too well right now. But yeah, so I'm going to sow these pear tomatoes. They're chocolate pear tomatoes, and then also some yellow pear tomatoes. If you can think back to last season, I talked about how pear tomatoes were my favorite tomatoes. And then I'm also going to sow some paste tomatoes I got from the Nashville Seed Exchange. I don't know how well y'all can see that. And this 6-Man Movers was at the Tomato Fest this year, and they passed out these tomatoes. I'm just going to try those as well. And that's what's going to fill this 72 cell tray up. So, and then I have some seed starter trays that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I have about 4 of these, and they contain 12 individual cells. So in these, about 2 of these, I'm going to put Blue Lake bush beans in there, and then in the other 2, I'm going to do one 12 cell tray of pinto beans, and then another one of the black beans. So that's what I'm filling those. And then I'm actually going to save 2 rows in this 72 cell tray and put some herbs in there that we use in the house. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do this every year. I'm starting seeds. I go to Walmart and I get this bag of Jiffy seed starting, natural or an organic seed starting mix, and I put them in whatever container I'm using to start my seeds in. And so I'm going to do that today. But what I'm going to do a bit differently than before is I'm going to mix a little bit of fertilizer in some of these cells, and I'm kind of going to compare and contrast how the fertilizer did with some of the plants, like maybe boost their growth rate or, you know, that type of thing, and then what it did when I just normally started with seed starting mix. And the reason why I say that is because I was gifted a bag of fertilizer that's kind of in trial stages right now from the Nashville Metro Waters, and they are starting a fertilizer that is called, they've called it Music City Gold. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Let me move this up a little bit. Pay attention, see how the packaging is looking. But it's called Music City Gold, and basically it's an all-natural, organically rich extended release, which is just, you know, in layman terms, fertilizer. On here it says, you know, it improves soil health, environmentally friendly, it's safe for plants, pets, and people, which is a plus, because a lot of fertilizers that you get that are commercial fertilizers out of like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart even, are normally safe for people but not for pets. And so I really am gravitating to this fertilizer, and I'm pretty pumped to see how it does with seed starting and then continuous growing in the garden and like my containers and stuff. Because of that reason, because my dogs do like to walk up on my buckets and like to get in the garden and in some of my raised beds. I've had my dog to like climb into my raised bed. So I do want something that is environmentally friendly, but also, you know, good for my dogs to be around. So I'm happy to try this out. I thank Metro Waters for gifting me this to try out, and I'll keep you guys posted as we move along, because this is something I plan to incorporate throughout the entire growing season, even to side dress plants. So we're going to get started here. Like I said, I don't have much time. They seem to be behaving well right now, but who knows what'll happen. And if you catch me looking over here, it's because my tripod is holding my phone right now, so I'm not used to looking in that direction for the camera. But I'll try to be intentional about directing my focus over there. And by the way, guys, I need to give y'all a shot of that. It's 72 growing sales development system sales in here, and it was like $5 at Walmart. So if you're one who are looking for, you know, the seed starters trays, then go to Walmart. They have them for $5. Wow, he actually didn't do anything when she took his little cone toy. So that's Cyber. You guys have been following me. I posted a couple of videos of them already, I think. Alright, and let me see. Just take this out, put it on in here. Alright, Bust this open. You definitely want to have something to label with, by the way, guys. Get some tape or get the labels. I wouldn't recommend using labels for these little small cells. They'll only get on your nerves and keep falling out. But if you have some tape, you can put it along the side, and that'll, you know, make sure you know what you've planted where. All right. This bag was about, I think, $5, maybe $6 at Walmart. So if you are interested in that, definitely hit up Walmart. You're just trying to start the sale, this plant off, guys, in these cells. Not trying to do anything fancy. What I will say is I would recommend that you moisten the seed starting mix first. I'm not going to do that today. I'll bottom feed. But if you do start sales, I'd recommend you go ahead and just pre-moisten the soil. That way you won't have any seeds shifting. But I've done it both ways. It doesn't matter about growth. It's just a personal preference at this point. No, boy. Cyber. No. I understand you're mad. She has your toy, but no. Well, see what I mean? I have limited time. Alright, so you just take some soil and drop it in the cells, guys. That's all we're doing right now. Taking the soil, dropping it in the cell. Taking it, dropping it in. Take it, drop it. After you've dumped your soil in there, you don't want to just start planting your seeds, because I'm pretty sure we need to press down in these and make sure they all have enough soil. And that, just to kind of show you why I say that, the sides of these are very flimsy. Sometimes they have, you know, space where they're not completely filled out. And so you want to make sure that the bottom of these don't have, you see how that has a space for us to kind of pop it back in place. So we want to push down. See how much more soil can go into that one now, and lift it up. There's plenty of soil that can make it in there. So we just want to press down on them. You know, just give them a little push down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more soil and just cover this layer of it. I'm just going to take it, drop it in there, because we know now that there's enough soil in the bottom of these to start our seeds in, just so that they'll be covered. What I like to do is take something with a little point on it, maybe a pencil, or these scissors is what I'm about to use, and I just press down in it. I'll do one that's in the center so you guys can see it a little bit better. So I just make 2 little holes here. There you go, like so. And then I put a seed in each hole. So let me get one actually that's, I make 2 holes here. I don't go too deep, about 1/4 of an inch deep. And then I put a seed in each hole. You see that? That's what I do. For each one of these cells, I'm just going to do that. Press down in 2 different spots. And then I'll put my seed, 1 seed in each one. So each one of these individual cells will have 2 seeds in them. It's the perfect amount when sowing tomatoes, I think. And I like to take my gloves off for this just so I can make sure I'm not losing any seeds. I put them in my hand there. There's the seeds there. And then I take one of them, put it in the hole, take the other one, drop it in there. I'm going to do this for about half of the tray, so this first half will be of these seeds. Okay, put one in there. And if you happen to drop an extra seed or two in there, it's no problem. That just means when it comes time for you to thinning it out, you know, you'll have more than 2 plants to grow if they all germinate. And then you just cover them up. That way you know you've done those. You can press down if you want. Just take your finger and you cover these up once you've sowed it. If you feel like the soil is still too loose, you can give it a little pat down. But it should be fine now at this point. But you just want to cover the seeds up. Well, actually, I don't have that many chocolate tomato pears, so I'm just going to drop what I do have in here and make it work, which is about, theoretically, 5 or 6 plants that I have. And you want to, like I said, label everything. So I'm going to go ahead and label those since I didn't have as many. So always write the start date on these. And it's all done. Then you go and you water them. The good thing about this tray is they have another component underneath, so all we'll have to do is just put water in this part, and I can just bottom feed from there.